Persepolis, The Story of a Return. Chapter 3. Pasta. Bakunin was against Marx. Who's Bakunin? What? You don't know Bakunin? He was an anarchist. No, he was the anarchist. Well, long live vacations. More vacation? For me, not going to school was synonymous with solitude, especially now that Lucia was spending all her time with her boyfriend, Klaus. So you have a problem with vacation? No, but you see, at home we had 2 weeks of rest for the new year, and after that we had to wait until summer. You'll get used to it. Thanks to the left, there are holidays in Europe. We are not forced to work all the time. And your point? If at the beginning of the century the anarchists had triumphed, we wouldn't work at all. Man isn't made for work. Come on, relax, take advantage, cultivate yourself. You don't even know Bakunin. Arsehole. And you, are you going skiing? Yeah, as usual. This cretin Momo wasn't altogether wrong. I needed to fit in, and for that, I needed to educate myself. So I created a reason. Where are you going on vacation? Nowhere. I'm going to read. I love reading. In fact, it was a useful answer to the perennial question, where are you going, all the while giving me a role. So they went off skiing and I set myself to reading. I started with Bakunin. I learned that he was Russian, that he had been excluded from the First International Conference of Communist Cooperators, and that he rejected all authority, especially that of the state. Aside from that, I didn't understand much of his philosophy, as surely Momo didn't either. Then I studied the history of the Commune. I concluded that the French right of this epoch were worthy of my country's fundamentalists. Then I turned my attention to Sartre, my comrade's favorite author. The notion of consciousness comes from man's lived experience. I found him a little annoying. When I'd had enough of reading, I went to the supermarket. It was so cold that I had the bright idea of wearing my ski suit, brought from Tehran, to go out. Decked out like this in Vienna, I felt like I was on the slopes of Innsbruck, close to my friends. I was so bored that to buy 4 different products, I would go to the supermarket at least 4 times. My boarding house, the supermarket. If I'd had anything fun to do, I don't think I would ever have read as much as I did. To educate myself, I had to understand everything, starting with myself, me, Margie, the woman. So I threw myself into reading my mother's favorite book. The Mandarins by Simone de Beauvoir. No, Beauvoir. She had read me some excerpts, but I was a little young. I read The Second Sex. Simone explained that if women peed standing up, their perception of life would change. So I tried. It ran lightly down my left leg. It was a little disgusting. Seated, it was much simpler. And as an Iranian woman, before learning to urinate like a man, I needed to learn to become a liberated and emancipated woman. And then came the famous day in the month of February when I was preparing my eternal spaghetti. I was very hungry, so hungry that 1 plate wouldn't have been enough. I went downstairs with my pot to watch TV in the refectory. I loved that. At my parents' house it was strictly forbidden. Inspector Derrick was on. The nuns liked it a lot. When suddenly the Mother Superior blocked my line of vision. A little restraint, mademoiselle. But here, everyone eats while watching TV. But not in a pot. What kind of manners are these? It's true what they say about Iranians. They have no education. It's true what they say about you, too. You were all prostitutes before becoming nuns. The Mother Superior no longer wanted to see me, so I was called before her assistant. Approach. It's unacceptable what you said to Mother Bridget. And what she said to me, you find that acceptable? You're expelled. I'm going to call your mother's friend to come get you. Don't bother. I have friends here who'll be happy to take care of me. I was thinking of Julie. You should be ashamed of yourself. So should you. Shut up, you insolent girl. As you've paid, you can stay until the end of the month. You have nothing to say to me? Right. Excuse me? I said thank you. In every religion, you find the same extremists. I didn't wait for the end of the month. A few days later, I called Julie. They threw me out. I don't know what to do. Hold on a minute. I'm going to ask my mother if you can come live here. She says that she is thrilled to have you. Oh, Julie, thanks. I repacked my bag. I said goodbye to Lucia, whom I never saw again. The sisters sent a letter to my parents, explaining to them that, humiliated to have been caught red-handed stealing a fruit yogurt, I had decided to leave the boarding house of my own volition. But what in the world can this mean? She hates fruit yogurt. I don't understand. Happily, my parents knew my tastes. Oh, those liars. They could have at least found a better excuse. Reading wasn't enough. To fit in, I still had a long way to go.